What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Striking Back, and we got a little bit of news in this video. We got new equipment. We bought a new ball. Some of you that have been following along to the channel already know what this ball is going to be because we talked about it. But the brand new ball that is getting added to the bag is the Equinox Solid. So we have added the Equinox Solid to our Cove. So now we have a Storm Equinox Solid and a 900 Global Cove to go in our bag, along with the Storm Ice Spare Ball. So we took the Cove and the Equinox Solid to the lanes to test them out for the first time. So we got a little bit of video for that coming up. But first, we're going to go over some of the specifics between the two balls, just so we have a comparison. Basically, what we got is the Cove is going to be our benchmark ball. That's our middle of the bag ball. It's going to give us a medium smooth reaction through the lanes, and we have now added our Equinox Solid, which is going to give us our strong smooth reaction. So that's going to be a bit of a heavier ball. It's going to react earlier. It's going to give us a stronger hook, which is basically means it's just going to hook earlier on the lane. Or in oil, it's going to give us the ability to hook more in oil than the Cove is, which is what I'm looking to add to my bag right now. So some of the specifics, the technical specifics for the two bowling balls, they are both 15-pound balls. I'm going to get all 15-pound bowling balls, and these are both 15 pounds. So at 15 pounds, the Cove has an RG of 2.49 and a diff of 0.044. The cover stock on the Cove is a hybrid reactive cover stock, so that is their RB85, I think is what they refer to it as. And then the core is a symmetrical core. It's their symmetrical Magma AI core. And that ball is finished with 4,000 grit on it. I haven't sanded it or done anything with it, so that's still got the factory finish on it with lane shine. So other than cleaning it every week. The Equinox Solid has an RG of 2.48, so the RG isn't that much different there. But the diff is 0.054, so it's a higher flaring ball. It's meant to react a little bit more. The cover stock is an A2S solid reactive cover stock, so it's also a more aggressive cover stock on this ball. The core is an asymmetrical Solarion AI core. So also, we have a more reactive cover stock, or a more aggressive cover stock, and a more aggressive core on this ball. And then the finish on this ball is 2,000 grit. So, to summarize, between the Cove and the Equinox Solid, we have more flare, a solid reactive cover stock, so a more aggressive cover stock. We have an asymmetrical core, so more aggressive core, and a 2,000 grit finish instead of a 4,000 grit finish. So a little bit more surface on the ball also. So this ball is going to hook earlier and hook more, which is what we want. We want this ball to hook in more oil for me because I'm going to be speed dominant, right? I'm lower rev over my speed. And so this ball needs to be more aggressive when I'm stuck in oil, or if the Cove starts sliding later in transition where there's carry down or something and it stops reacting early enough, I can switch to this Equinox Solid to get better reaction on the ball. So what you're going to see in the videos coming up is the Equinox is going to be slightly stronger in the oil. It's not going to be a huge difference when I throw it in the oil where I'm throwing the Cove, but when I get outside in the dry, you're going to see how aggressive and how sensitive it is when I touch it out in the dry. Because several times when I tried the ball today, when I missed right out to the dry, the ball overreacted, overcorrected, and came back across, or came super high in the pocket. And so what you're going to see is the Cove is going to be a little less reactive, a little less sensitive to the dry, and it's going to be a smoother, more predictable ball, where the Equinox Solid, if it hits the dry, it's going to be more sensitive to it. It's going to react faster. And so this ball isn't so much for me to play in the dry, obviously. This is going to be something that I'm going to fight oil or carry down in. So let's get into the practice shots. Okay, so here we are at practice, guys. The lanes were a little cliffed today, so outside of 9 or 10, it was very dry. And so once you got outside of 9 or 10, the ball came back. We were standing around 23 and shooting 10 for these shots. That first shot you could see went over 11 and was a strike. This one we got outside a little bit, over 8, and it missed outside, but it recovered once it hit that dry. This ball's inside a little bit, and it holds. So that was over 13 inside. This one's over 12, a little bit farther inside, so it doesn't quite get back, but we get a mixer out of it. We're going to have a couple shots over 11. Both of those are going to carry well. One was flush, one was high flush. This one is going to be high flush because we moved our feet a little bit, so we moved from 23 to 21. And then this last shot, we throw it over 10. We've moved to 22 at this point after the high flush shot, and we leave that 10 pin. So we probably shouldn't have moved. But now we got the Equinox. We're standing 22 still, and we're going to throw this over 9. And you're going to see it touches that dry and comes back through the nose. Now we're going to move it inside. We're still standing 22. This time we're going to be inside over 12. This time it's going to hold and very high flush, but we get the carry. So now we've moved to 23 and we get this over 9. Again, touches the dry and overreacts through the nose. This time we've moved to 20. We get it out to 8. Overreacts through the nose. So you're going to see this ball can't really touch the dry. This time we've moved to 23. We get it over 11. Pocket 10 pin. So it's in the pocket when we're in the oil. This one's over 11 again. Light mixer. And then we're going to be over 11 again. And you're going to see what happens here. Doesn't quite recover to get to the pocket strong. And we leave a 7-10. So we go back to the Cove just to check things out. We're at 21 at this point. We throw it over 10 and you see what happens. Back to the Equinox. We're standing 23 at this point. We miss inside over 13. And yeah, right to the pocket. It holds enough, but it reacts also. Over 11. Pocket strike. So there you have it, guys. The Equinox Solid has been added to the bag. And as you can see through some of this, it's not a ball that you want to get out into the dry early. This is a ball that you need to keep in the oil. Or if you do touch the dry, it's got to be far down lane where you want your break point to be, because once this ball touches the dry, it's going to move. So as we saw in practice, probably how I'm going to use the ball is I will probably end up starting with my Cove, being able to play the dry a little bit. And then once my Cove stops to work for me, where, you know, there's some carry down and maybe it's sliding past the pocket, that's when I'll switch to that Equinox to give me back the line that I was driving and give me that reaction I was using previous to transition. Or I will use it when the lanes fresh are just too much for the Cove and I need to start fresh right off the bat with the Equinox when that Cove seems to be sliding. This way I won't have to worry too much about playing a speed game or moderating my speed in order to get the ball to hook. I can hopefully just switch to the Equinox to get some ball reaction to the pocket. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the comparison between the Cove and the Equinox. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.